Hi, Saints. Welcome back to Monday Mentor. It is always a privilege to be with you. I'm actually shooting this on Friday, September 11th, and remembering the tragic day that 9/11/2001 was. Honoring the first responders who sacrificed their lives to save the many, and prayerfully mindful of the many, many, many people who lost their lives and families who have been altered ever since that day. It causes me to think a lot about our particular situation in 2020, and oh my gosh, what a year it's been with COVID and now the fires, and it just seems like it's one of those years, and I'm in Southern California, and it's dark, it seems apocalyptic, and one wonders, is this the end? Are we wrapping up in that time of when Jesus might come? And although this Monday Mentor is not about the end, I do believe that we are in those last days. But I want to take a moment and think about 9/11, what it causes me to celebrate on one side and weep on the other. Weeping, obviously, for the tragic incident that took place because of a self-serving agenda and a broken people who were antagonistic against Americans, and how tragic that is. Celebrating because of the way humanity responded, the first responders. And what it reminds me of is the beauty that lies in humanity. And I want to talk about that for just a second. There's incredible beauty because we were made in the image of God. That every single human being reflects the image of God. Whether we are good or bad, we reflect it. There's something beautiful in us, something worth redeeming and worth saving, which is what the cross clearly articulates in its ugly death. There's a beauty to it. But 9/11, the first responders, when they go, there's this amazing sacrificial love that goes after human beings. The people stuck in the rubble of the buildings and trying to get out and to be saved and to be rescued. The first responders weren't rescuing people who were black or not black, rich or poor, Asian. It didn't matter if you were liberal or conservative, you were a human being. And what travesty, tragedy, difficulty does is it reduces us back to being human beings. We're just people. And when we're people, whether you have money or don't have money, whether you look like me or don't look like me, you are struggling. And because you're struggling, I want to help you and save you. And so for a few weeks, our nation rose up to the beauty and the incredible capacity that we have. And so for a moment, we get to see what life could be like if we lived with the other in mind and took labels off and saw just people. Problem is, we can't maintain it. We go back to the day-to-day, and the normality of life sort of settles back in, and the labels start coming back, the walls start coming up, and we start to separate all over again. And oh my gosh, 2020, we are so divided right now. Labels everywhere. It is easier to hate a label than it is to hate a human being. Oh yeah, people can hate human beings. But when you sit with a human being, no matter how wicked or evil they might be or what they've done to you, it is a little more difficult to hate a person in front of you than to hate a label. And what hell would love us to do is continue to label people. And when we label people, we never have to deal with people. We don't have to talk to people. We don't have to understand people. We just continue to write them off. And we look for evidence to verify that they are these idiotic, stupid people. And it supports our hatred or our separation or dislike. Jesus comes and shatters all of that on a wooden tree and breaks it up on his cross. The drops of blood shout forgiveness and restoration and reconciliation. Oh, I'm not suggesting that we have a warm fuzzy and we have a big hug and we make it all right. We've got some ideological differences and we've got some issues to work through. And we may never come together on those issues. I get that. But love triumphs. Love has a way in its forgiving posture, which accepts and encourages and invites and treats people as human beings. Whatever your view might be, if you're watching this today or whenever, you are a human being. In Christ, you are a family member, a brother or sister. You are someone who my Father wants to invite to the table to let you know that there is a relationship, an eternal relationship that He has provided in and through Jesus. He is asking me to partner with Him in a ministry of reconciliation, I as a reconciled one. And so wherever you might be in the rubble of life, and we're all caught up in the rubble of life, we're all worth saving. The problem is that you and I have labeled each other, and when we label each other and write each other off, the conversation ends. So I'm going to invite you on this week as we look back and remember 9/11, that wherever people might be in the rubble of life, that you don't look at them as liberal or conservative. Oh, their ideology may be that Christian or atheist, whatever the separating, dividing lines might be. But you look at them as a human being, and you reach out a hand, and you offer to help them, have conversation with them, and begin to have dialogue with them. Jesus came to save us, to heal us, to restore us. He came so that you and I might rise up to live to the Imago Dei, the image of God that is inside of us, that we as the church might actually act like that. And so I invite you on this day and this week to take labels off, see people as God sees them, love them as He loves them, rise up in righteousness that has conviction and passion and compassion, to extend a hand, remove a label, and see a human being, not an ideology, but a human being. Love the person as Jesus loved the person, more importantly, as He has loved you. God bless you. Have an amazing day.